All right, back out here on this other trail that I ride. I like this one. Haven't been here in like a month or so. The GoPro Hero 11 is mounted on my chest, not on my head today. And it is cold. That cold front came ripping through here. And it is actually frigid out here. Well, I mean, probably 40 some odd degrees. But the thing was, you know, last week it was like in the 80s. So, you know, oh, and on this battery I only have one green bar. So the battery is very low. Look at this rock guard, very low. And we'll see how far I go with this thing. Hopefully a long ways. So it might be pushing the old e-bike out today. We'll see. And this trail has got big killer rock gardens, if you can see any of that stuff. Of course, I said that as I've already been through them. I shot the chain again with I recalibrated the rear derailleur and shot some more lube on the chain today. Picked up a can of like spray oil for the bike chain. Shot that again, and it's really quiet now. And these rocks are something else. For it being cold like this, there's quite a few people in here. Let me let this woman across. You sure? Okay. Thank you. Anyone behind you? Okay, thanks. All right, so she let me go across the bridge. I'm not going to be blasting through here. The leaves have all fallen, well, not all, but a substantial amount, and they're hiding these rocks. You see something that doesn't look too bad, and next thing you know, boom, you hit a big one. So last time I was in here, they had this tree down, and you had to take your bike over it. It's just too big, but now they've moved it out of the way. Okay. All right, they got some type of box over there. They're catching beetles in it, I would imagine. They're worried about certain type of beetles coming in here and killing out all the hardwood. So they plant these boxes. They're little traps. They put them on trees, and the beetles go on down there, and then they count them, is what I've been told. Man, it is a pretty day out here. This is a nice day to ride too. Wish I had some gloves on. I couldn't find them this morning. But oh well. Yeah, winter is almost here. Check this out. Look at that. And since Steve and Dan, we cut the suspension shock. We cut that little lockout off. It's no longer hitting the battery, and it can actually fully compress the shock. It's made quite a difference in riding this. And I believe that's only 100 millimeter there. It might be 120. Don't hold me to that. No, it's 160. Sorry. So it's bigger than that. It's 160. 120 up front on this air shock, and 160 in the rear shock. But the bike is riding really, really good. I'm happy with this kit bike. Yeah, I try not to film people. So there you go. Two people walk by, which is unusual this park here where I'm riding this trail, normally not too crowded, and it being cold like this in the middle of the week, I'm surprised people are here. But there you go. But anyways, I was talking about this bike, this mid-drive kit I put together, Tong Sheng, the B2 or whatever, the latest one, the newest one, the redesigned one. I've been really happy with it. It's worked. Let me knock on wood. So far, so great. So far, so good. It's been really nice. And you know, I had to have my two other rear hub drives, and one of them's a XR Pro, Mongoose XR Pro, and it rides like a dream too. Rides really good, but I don't know. It's too back heavy with the hub and the battery on the back, because it's a triangle battery, can't fit in the triangle. The other one that I have, the all comp, it'll fit in there, but that's a you know, no shocks. It's a hardtail, and I don't know, this one, the hubs just aren't as responsive, I don't think, driving on trails where you got to pick around rocks, where you're doing this, got to go around stuff. You know, they're great at cruising, and like here they'd be great, but going through that rock garden there, not so much. That's just my own personal opinion. But my God, they are reliable. I've had those things, both of them, for a long time now, and I've kind of abused them. No maintenance, no nothing, and all you gotta do is change the tire, or if you get a flat, patch it or put in a new tube, and they're ready to go. They don't get really hot or nothing. They're very, very reliable. Very reliable. Yeah, it's cold out here. Let me tell you, I got a shirt on underneath, short sleeve shirt. I got a long sleeve shirt on, and I got this like fleece lined jacket on. Got a hat on, blue jeans, and these boots, and I can feel the wind coming through when I got up on that straightaway pedaling quick. It's really a big swing in temperature from last week. It's talking about over a 40-degree shift, and it's going to get down below freezing, they're saying, tonight. But yet we still got these leaves up. I'm gonna hit these roots right here intentionally, and this thing is riding good. I really wanted to completely drain this bike down to where the BMS kind of sputters a little, to where the BMS cuts it out. The last couple times I've gotten it low, didn't drain it down like all the way, or almost, you know, to the BMS cuts it off. I like drawing down the battery every once in a while and giving it a long, hard charge. You just got to keep your eyes on it. Okay, there's the old abandoned railroad. During the Civil War, actually before the war started, they were building that railroad and never completed it, even after the war, Civil War. And right over here to the right, there were people that died here, probably hundreds and hundreds. They've had two big, huge battles here during the Civil War. The primary battle grounds were over here, but they'd bring the wounded back, and there was one big engagement further down to my right, to where the Southern forces laid behind that abandoned railroad, where they had the berm where they were putting the tracks. They laid behind back there and let the Union Army walk right up almost on top of them before they opened up on them, and that really killed a lot of people in the Union Army, if I'm remembering correctly. And how'd you like to be out here in the summertime? That was in the spring or summertime, I believe. Trudging along, it's hot. They all had wool pants and jackets on. you know, in the summer, and you're tired, and next thing you look up, and probably, you know, 80 yards away, 60 yards away, there's all these guys pointing musket rifles at you, and then they all pull the trigger kind of like at one time. Yeah, it would not be pleasant. All right, let me clip this right here. Okay, here's a nice little slow grade, little slog. This mid drive eats it up, and in fairness, my hub drives zip up too, but at a much quicker pace than this. Oh, I was looking at the, I came that close to buying one of those Insta360s. 1X2's the prior model before the Insta360. All right, these people are looking. I'll tell you what, man, we got a fair amount of Koreans around here, and I gotta take my hat off to those guys. They get out in nature and they hike and they love it. We got a mountain up over here. You go on the weekends, and older Koreans too, they're buzzing up and down that mountain. They're in great shape, and I wish we see more people out here on these trails, but just don't see them that much. And the Koreans, they go, you know, I know Korea's a real cold country up there with the mountains and stuff, but they go cold or no. I don't think they like the rain that much, but they definitely would go in the winter and the fall like crazy. But anyways, getting back to the Insta360 1X2, I was gonna buy that, got on Amazon. It's substantially cheaper. It was about $300, or you could get a kit for $330, $340, something like that. And the X3, the other one, the upgraded version, is like $500, $550. So I was this close to pressing the buy button on Amazon. Nobody around me carries it, and it wasn't an Amazon Prime type seller. I go, you know what? My little voice said, read those reviews. So I read the reviews, and they basically stated if there's a problem, the seller won't get in contact with you. It's hard to reach. They always say, no, it's your fault. It's not, you know, anything you sold you. And this was multiple reviews. And the clincher was, the one guy got them to accept a return, and they charged the guy like $172 in restocking fees. $172 to restock a defective camera. And when I heard that, I'm like, you know what, that's not for me. So if it comes back to Prime, to where, you know, no questions asked, I'm pulling it over the tree, no questions asked, I might buy one. But until then, I'm holding off. That's, if I can't return it to Amazon, I don't trust some of these other shippers and sellers. It's too much a headache and hassle. So anything I've bought with Amazon over the years, I've only had to return 1, 2, maybe 3 items that were clearly defective. You know, it didn't work. I'm talking right out of the box. And you get that every once in a while, but these third-party vendors on there, you know, I'm not paying $172 on the off chance that you get a defective unit. That's just my opinion. So the leaves are really taking a hit. You're getting a lot of wind, cold coming through. The vibrancy there, they're not quite as vibrant. I think the moisture's coming out of the leaves. They're getting more brown, but we got numerous ones that are still green, but still the fall leaves, they're past their peak here. And I was talking about the Amazon and that Insta360 1X2. I'm just gonna keep my eye on that, and also the X3. Maybe wait till Black Friday to see how things shake out. And, you know, if the X3 comes down a little, I might buy it. I know they're coming out with the X4, whatever they're gonna call it. It's probably gonna have replaceable lenses. More people. Right. 2 more people walking. They were Koreans. See? They're tough, hardy people, man. They get out. They don't hide from the weather. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on waiting for maybe Black Friday, see if they drop the prices, because if they drop the price of that X3 50, $100, I think I'm gonna go for it. How are you?
Really?
So yeah, every time I take this thing out, this camera has a problem and shuts down, and it's brand new. It's got the latest firmware on it, and now it's one generation back. It's an 11. I bought it before the 12 came out, but every time it does the old overheat trick. But it's not that hot. I mean, it's cold out here. Shouldn't be doing this, but regardless, that's another reason I'm thinking about getting a Insta360. I'd probably go with both of them on the bike at the same time, but I'm kind of hesitant, like I said, on the Insta360. It's fragile, and the X3 and the X1 too are fragile. You can't scratch the lenses. I'm hoping the X4 comes out with like replaceable lenses. Hopefully shoots a little higher resolution, that type of thing. I don't mind spending the money if something to last, but the reviews say if you scratch the lenses, you're done for. That's it. And you know, 500, 550, not a lot of money, but I'd love to get more than one use out of the thing before it breaking, you know? Because I am not an expert rider, and I lay this thing down. Sometimes, one time I showed it, which is just stupid. I just literally just fell off the bike because a log rolled on me on the right side when I put my foot down. And a lot of the other times I don't put it in. But I wouldn't want to buy something $550 brand new, and you lay it down and it scratched the lens and it's shot. So there you go. Man, it's pretty out here. Fall's here. If it wasn't so windy today, it'd be a 10 out of 10. But right now, because of the wind, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Still great out here. Now this is a real bad rock garden coming up here. There's rocks all over the place, and with these leaves, it's probably not going to be as visible, but they are there. Yeah, see, here's what we're getting into right here. Trying to miss most of them. But I've been through here on my hubs, my rear hub drives, direct drives, and it's hard to, because it's a cadence sensor, it's hard to pick your way through here. But not with the mid drive. It's actually rather easy. Alright, coming up this hill right here with a whole bunch of roots, rocks, and it just goes right on up. And one day I'll ride one of the upper end Shimano's or Bosch mid drives, so I'll have a comparison between this kit build. I'm sure they're much better, but I hear if they break, it's specialized work. You might have to send it into the shop. If this thing breaks, I'm going to tear it down or just buy another one. 300 bucks, 325 with shipping. When I got this, I don't think you can beat it. No deer. With the wind blowing like this, we probably won't see much of any wildlife. And the deer, like everyone knows this, the deer get spooked. They're real shy when the wind's out. The Russ is right, put out a YouTube video, I think it was today, maybe it was yesterday. I think he said he's done for the winter. He's up in Chicago. He said they're getting snow flurries up there already. And a guy from Indiana in the comment section said the same thing. They're getting snow out there, snow throwers. Man, look at all that. This is a rough trail. I'll take my guess. I don't know if you can see that. That's an incredible view. But I think they're going to put their bikes up for the winter. I'm going to try to tough it out and do a little bit more winter riding like I did last year. Maybe some night riding. This normally, all right, I've been down this, I shot a couple videos down this. This is the abandoned railroad that was never completed. They manually threw all this, look at this, from there, if you can see this, to there. A big berm, so the railroad tracks would be elevated, and then they were gonna run the cross ties across here. Look at all, how much these people had to shovel this dirt and move this dirt. And I'm telling you, from my head, it's 10, 15 here. Some sections down here from head height is over 20. Yeah, like right here, that's a 5, 10, 15, 20 foot fall right there. You know, from where your head's at. Yeah. When these leaves fall down and the wind's not cracking too bad, I know I can ride this and see deer off to the left and right. You can really see now, but if it's so windy, I'm sure they're just laying down and watching us go by. Let me tilt this way a little. See, if you had the Insta360, it would be doing this side view right there. Like that. I gotta hold it with one hand, drive with the other because I got a chest mounted. So, alright.